Pociąg osobowy kolei Małopolski SKA3 do stacji Tarnów, przez stację Kraków-Płaszów, Kraków-Prokocin, Kraków-Bieżanów, Podłęże, Bochnia, wjedzie na tor 9 przy peronie pierwszym. Prosimy zachować ostrożność i nie zbliżać się do krawędzi peronu. Planowy odjazd pociągu o godzinie 9:45.
Hi everyone, Chancellor here. Welcome to another episode of SimRail podcast. Today we will take a closer look at Škoda again in SimRail, but also at something equally important, meaning the people behind the scenes who help shape the experience beyond just driving. And to do that, my guest today is Moooritz, one of the SimRail moderators, beta tester, real-life train driver in Germany, and the creator of all 11 Škoda skins currently available in the game. He's also
Hello.
Oh, yeah. He's also responsible, not yet. He's also responsible for continuously updating the SimRail Wikipedia, maintaining the detailed train spawn list with every new timetable and route. And I believe also he's responsible or is working partly or exclusively on new or previous timetables itself. So welcome, Moooritz, to the podcast.
Hello. Yeah, I'm happy to be here, glad to be here, and hope I can share some information about myself, my job with SimRail. Happy to be here.
Happy to have you. So let's start with your real-life train driving in Germany. Can you describe your professional background and what you currently operate? I think is the most curious thing.
I started 3-year education for train driver in 2020, directly after school. Did that in my region here, so I'm living near Leipzig in Saxony, Germany. Started my education for 3 years and then moved to another operator from diverse reasons. And now I'm operating mostly with the Vectron. Should be. You should know what loco it is, and mostly operating from my location to the south. So Munich, and also region Frankfurt and to the border of Austria.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. So, how did you then become involved with SimRail as a moderator and beta tester? Were you just like a normal player in the beginning, and then it started to be more involved?
Something like that. So a friend told me 2021 that there's a game in development. So he had nothing to do with the game itself, but he told me about SimRail. We played Prologue, and then I saw it again in playtest. So at the end of 2022, I started playing as normal player, and we developed German community and people who play the game every day. And at some point, I started to port the translation for German, and this was the way to get into it. So then they came to me and say, do you want to do it regularly for the game? And then it was like promoting up and up, and until today.
So your involvement was noticed by the dev, and they approached with the offer. That's nice.
Yeah.
So, but I jumped maybe too early to this subject. I would like to go back to the real-life railway. So one of the things that interests me is from your professional experience, what are the main differences between the railway rules in Poland and Germany? Is there any striking difference between our countries?
There are many similar things, like also the signal system. So in Germany, it's divided in Western signals and Eastern signals because of history. And the Eastern signals are pretty much the same, like the Polish signals. Not how they are named, but how they look like. So signals is not really the problem, but there are differences in the rules itself. So how long do you have to drive a speed indicated from a signal? Or when can you accelerate? Yeah, and such things. So more operational things are different. You recognize it when new German players starting to play on German servers, they start to adapt the German rules for the Poland environment. So like you cannot accelerate so fast and such things. Yeah, so that's the main difference. And then the players told them, no, it's like this and it's different. And yeah, so there are a few differences, yes.
But less so in the eastern part, I understood.
Yeah, but just from the signal. Yeah. We also had, I think the rule is from Germany until, a lot years ago, we also had the system that you can pass red SBL signals, so block signals with no switch, so on. You could pass them also at danger with on-site and permissive driving, but it was removed. I don't know when, but a lot of years ago. But I think the rule is also developed from Germany and is still present in Poland and I think also Czechia today.
Interesting. So you partly answered the question, because my next question was, would operating under Polish rules feel natural to a German driver?
With no SimRail, it may not really feel natural because, Germans, I think, everyone knows it's much regulation and better go to the safer side. And this is a thing which Poland does not really have. So, like accelerating after a signal aspect. So when you get at the entry signal 40. So in Germany, you have to drive until the next signal in the station and then pass the signal with the whole train. Then you can accelerate.
Oh.
In Poland, the routes, as far as I know, are a bit different. So when you pass the signal from the other side, so you can accelerate if you are fully in the track. And this is a thing which is quite different and from the German safe side, not really so natural, like you ask.
Right.
And also when you stop in front of a red signal in Germany, in the station, you are not really allowed without permission to move further to the red signal. In Poland, it's allowed, as far as I know. These are also everything differences, which you have to know when driving in Poland and Germany.
Yeah, and then the striking difference was for me, like when you said after passing a semaphore with green, let's say, you need the whole train to pass it, and Poland, your front, right, need to pass it, and then you can start accelerating.
Yes, something like this, yes.
The thing which I have learned just after the release of Škoda was that you mentioned you have created the liveries. That was quite surprising for me. How did that process look from your side?
So it should be known that we get the vehicles which are coming to SimRail a bit earlier. And I saw, so the basic model is Kamila, the green one, old one. And I'm really a fan of Czech Railway, so I knew that there were many liveries. And I have a bit... in the past, I made many repaints for Euro Truck Simulator or Train Simulator Classic. It started years ago. And so I was still waiting for a possibility to do it in SimRail. And then I did like a concept of another livery. and shared it to the internal channels. And then they were like, "Oh, did you made it? Do you want to do deliveries for the 163?" And yeah, then it started that we Germans, started to think about which variants do we need, which would be cool. And we changed the plan a few times because there were but I think with the 11 variants we are very good because I think we did not miss important delivery, and it's cool. It was a very nice process, very easy.
Yeah, that's very nice. I wonder, did you get any tools for the screen creation from the devs then? So it had to be like according to the SimRail standards, I guess. So
I was just sending the textures, and so like I made the textures, sent it to them, and they assembled the logo. So my part was not to be in the Unity editor, just to make the external textures.
So you weren't the one who wrapped the models with your textures. Gotcha. What sources did you use to ensure accuracy?
It's a bit hard one because the loco only drove with passengers, I think, until 2016, 2018, something like this. And there weren't too many pictures of it. So also, a few decals on the side were just guessing. But as more as you get into the, I name it rabbit hole, as more as you get into it, you know what there should be. And then you can also see it from less pixels, what the text should be. And so no one complained until now about deliveries, so it should be fine.
Yeah, was it your idea to put the dirt on some of the liveries?
Dirt is also not so easy topic because dirt is not just searching for dirt and put it onto the logo. For me, it's a very high quality standard. In general, all liveries I made, also for TrainSim, had for me a very high quality standard. So also with the dirt. So it's not just I put dirt textures and it's fine. So we looked how is the dirt displayed at the real logo.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bit hard to replicate it. And it was, to be honest, it was not my part. I had a bit help because I was only 2D painting. There are also tools for 3D painting. And I don't use the tools for 3D painting because I think I'm better in 2D painting.
Sure.
Yeah, it's a bit complicated, but dirt is not in source from me. It's I had help.
Well, that's actually a great news, I think, because you can see other projects where they apply this kind of dirt or like wear on the textures, and they really don't look good very often. So I'm happy that the whole team, you including, of course, did take the harder approach to even 3D paint the dirt. That's good too, in my opinion. Was there any livery that was more technically challenging for you to recreate?
Of course. There is one logo which is outstanding because it has two different sides on cap 1 and cap 2. And this is Agatha, the orange-gray one.
Mm-hmm.
I started like I did with every other livery, and then I noticed that it is a bit hard because you have two different caps. So at one cap, the gray stripe is at the top, at the other cap at the bottom. So that causes problems because some parts, like some railings, are just mapped once. So if you paint it, then on both caps. If you painted other color, both railings will paint. And this was a bit hard because it was not really hard. It was harder than the others. So because we had to map these railings new. So we had to move the mapping a bit so that it's hard to explain that the railing is taking another part from the image.
Okay.
And there were also with the doors, there were problems because they were mirrored and it was not really good for delivery because they were mirrored the wrong side. So at the head, where the stripe is at the top, the door had a stripe on the bottom. And so we had to copy the doors again. So that we have 4 doors and not 2 which are mirrored. And this was a bit harder. But I would not really say it was hard or impossible. It was a bit harder, but yeah, we made it somehow.
Yeah, great. And the effect is awesome, I would say.
Yeah.
You surely have a personal favorite among those you have created. Which one would it be?
I really like Agatha, the orange one, but it's too common for a favorite logo for me. So many players will say, oh, the orange one is the coolest. So I am going for 21, so the first one, which is mostly white and white frame.
Were you involved in the Škoda DLC beyond creating the skins? Like, I understand beta testing, so giving operational feedback and such things?
Yeah, so with foreign vehicles, it's not that easy because we don't have the feelings that real drivers of this logo have. So most part is looking at cap views or images, what is different. And 1 or 2 weeks before release, I don't know how, but the contact to the Czech community came and it got really better. But the beta testing part of new vehicles is always, is it working? And not like the very technical things, but more like the things on the overview. So is the radio working? Can you apply power? Is it logical when you do a cold start? All these things. And then we have, so in case of the 163, the Czechs were the experts who did say, yeah, this has to be. But yeah, so I would say the devs also are really into the topic. But when you know the logo for years, surely you have more knowledge than the devs.
So we have mentioned, and like most of us, us English-speaking community know that you must be the most, how should I call it, popular or present, let's say present, moderator in Discord English channel. So on the Polish servers in the game, which is usually the most populated one, we have, I believe, 3 moderators. And so how many are there for the German servers?
Yeah, it's a bit split up. So it's not like I am only responsible for German servers. It's, many people have many servers which they can operate and moderate. But for me, I won't moderate Polish servers because I'm not into it, how driving and dispatching is on Polish servers, because I don't understand Polish, and it's also hard when there is a report on PL3, for example. So I have to translate the report, and then for going under investigation, it's only Polish, and translators are often forgetting or deleting important information.
Right.
I will not touch Polish servers. So we are 3 German people in the team. Of course, we can all moderate German servers, but also the others can moderate these servers, and of course we can also moderate other servers. So yeah, like I said, many people have many moderated servers.
Since that's new to me, saying that you could moderate the other servers, and obviously from the just language barrier, surely it's much easier for the Polish ones to moderate the Polish servers and vice versa. So yeah. I wonder. Recently, I started visiting German servers more and more, and my general impression, the atmosphere there is really good. So I wonder, are you regularly active on the German servers as a moderator, or I should reframe it? Do you have a lot of work on the German servers? Because I see that the Polish moderators, they have a ton of work from what I see on Discord.
Oh yeah, Polish server is much more full than German server. But yeah, there is work, and of course we see when the game has not so many player counts, so many players like it currently has. But overall I would say yeah, it's much more calm, and the most things. So I'm often driving also or dispatching on German main server. So I also know what is going on. So not only in this minute I'm dispatching, also in the general server day over day. So yeah, I'm also not too harsh for moderating things. The most things I do is just typing something in the chat and yeah, it's good then, because also many players know me. Also, if I'm not in the module, just driving a train. So yeah, there is work, but not too much. And in my opinion, it's not the opinion from the others, or maybe not the opinion from the others. But in my opinion, many things can also be regulated with chat message or mostly a kick.
Yeah, I've noticed the Polish servers, they sometimes also like say a warning or something like publicly on the chat, and yeah, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I'm happy to hear that for the German players, often it seems it works, and as I said, like I really like the atmosphere on the German servers, and there's like you can feel the professionalism, but still also some good humor. I really have great time in the German servers. Okay, I think my structure of the episode plan is off, but I would like to ask you so many questions. So sorry for jumping from the subject to subject, but can you tell us something about your beta testing life in SimRail? So I wonder, Surikata was on the last episode. I thought he's like permanent beta tester, but he was only giving feedback about the Škoda because he has real life experience with it. So I wonder, beta testing as your role, is it a permanent role? So you're testing all the upcoming content, or is it like specifically you're asked to test only selected content?
Yeah, it's also an important question for other games for me, because I only know it from SimRail. Yeah, it's I'm not bound to it via a contract, just NDA. So it won't be a problem if I'm off for 2 months or something. So it's really free. It's for sure some testers have preference in testing signal boxes. Others are very good in seeing bugs in the scenery. Others know the vehicle well and test this. So everyone can do everything, but their players have their preference. Beta testers have their preference what they want to test. So it's relatively free. It's not like you have the task to do. Yeah, you can do it, but this don't mean that testers are not active. There are really very much tickets or issues which still need to be fixed, and it's not really getting less because there are new inputs from the community, and which has to be reported, and such things. It's really free in general.
Yeah, and new content all the time, while there are still some things to be fixed, right? So, what is your preference for beta testing then? You said that there are many people have many other preferences. What's yours? Can you say, like, what do you like, or what do you usually pay attention to the testing? What do you like testing?
I'm not really good for seeing minor bugs in scenery. There are other testers who are going through the scenery and see this, and I'm like, okay, I was driving there 3 times, I didn't see it. So it's not really my best part. But yeah, driving vehicles, see what is wrong. I think this everyone can do it. I pretty much like testing signal boxes. I also need it for the wiki, for the switch speeds, and so it's it's a bit together. So, but I really like testing them, even if I don't have the insights how it really should be in Poland. But the devs can check this.
Right, of course. Yeah, well, understandable as a real life train driver that you like or have the preference, at least partly, for the vehicles. So you've mentioned the switch speeds. So like during the testing, you just let a bot drive there, and then you like write down what's the speed what's the real speed currently in the testing build, because I guess you get the information about switch speeds beforehand.
No.
Okay.
It's really simple. Everyone can do it. Just sit into this signal box and set the routes. So of course there are a few helpers, like the moderation tool can display what aspect is the signal showing, and then just set routes over the switch you want to test, and then I'm manually adding the number to the switch and then afterwards uploading it. So it's very simple to test it.
Yeah, you said everyone can do it, but well, you are the only one compiling it for the wiki, which we are all grateful for. Those are really helpful, I have to say. I know there were suggestions to even show the switch speeds in the game. Sorry all, we are back after short technical issues, so I hope we are good to go to continue. Yeah, Moooritz, besides all the work we're doing, we were mentioning before, you are also a player of SimRail, so I wouldn't be myself if I wouldn't ask you about your personal preferences in SimRail. So, driving or signaling? Asking a real life driver, but still.
Driving in general. I'm also dispatcher, but the last time mostly for the 2 hours achievement. More driving.
Nice. So I wonder, like, as a real life train driver, does driving in SimRail feel relaxing or analytical for you? And I'll make a short explanation. Like, for example, if you are a music creator and then you listen to a new song from your genre, like, I think the creation part a little bit maybe not destroys, but changes how you perceive the new track, and you like usually analyze it like, oh, this guy has done it this way or something like this. So this is the analytical part I would like to ask you.
Not really analytical part, to be fair. It's more like, every time I'm driving or dispatching, I'm also looking at my second monitor for see what's going on the server. So, and then I'm mostly in a voice call in our German community Discord or German, Austrian, Swiss. It's quite often that someone says here in Benjin there's something going. Then I'm moving my mouse to the second monitor and then looking what's going on there. This is more the part like following the situation on the server while I'm playing. Not really analytical and not really relaxing. It's because if I drive my Eurocity from Warsaw to Katowice, sometimes I just set cruise control to 140 and the main action is going on my second monitor and something is going wrong. So it's mostly moderating and overviewing what's going on.
You guys really need like a incognito account, I think, so you can drive it without feeling the obligation to fix things. And maybe you have, but let's not say it aloud. So
we never know.
Right. When driving, which locomotives are your favorite?
Trucks, of course, and 163. Oh. Really, 163, I guess. According to the data on a few websites, already passed my driving time in trucks. So, these two are the best.
Okay. And what about favorite stations to signal?
I don't really have favorite stations. There are some stations which are not much traffic and they are not special, but I like the pulpits. The Rota is one of them. I like the station itself. Mm-hmm. And there's also a bit traffic going on, but the 5-star signal boxes or also the 4-star signal boxes sometimes are for me a bit too much. So I'm also playing them. But I think mostly sitting in medium stations. I also like Gokuek between Kolushki and Vitsev. Also very cool pulpits, in my opinion. These are my favorites.
So one of my favorite questions I ask my guests: what would it be if you could add one thing with no limitation to SimRail? Like your dream feature, vehicle, or anything you could do?
Many would say that I'm saying Vectron, but it's not all. There are a few things which have to be seen critical. I'm not just calling what is missing for me in the game. It's also the connection between Ichikovice and Kolushki via Mazowiecki. Wow. This is missing in my opinion. Then Route 1 could be complete, which would be cool, and also Katowice Krakow would be great. And I can't really say to one thing, but I think for now, routes.
I think we all expected Vectron from your activities, but interesting. These are actually very good choices. The Krakow, Katowice, and just after the Rota, we have a really nice station, I think, to signal our in-game world, and just before it would be nice. But we all know how it is with this kind of work. But one can dream and one can say. I usually have the Polish pronunciation section in the episodes, but today I will just ask which Polish name is the hardest for you to pronounce? Like one station, or I don't know. Is there anything like that? Like you always say, "Oh, how do you say it?" Or I need to say this again.
In the we have 2026 in the 3 years. I am involved in SimRail. I would say most, or yeah, not almost all, but I think most of the words I see in Polish, I know how to pronounce. Because it developed over time. Mostly I'm not pronouncing them correct, but not because I don't know how it would be. It's not just flowing. So if I say a German sentence and then I have to say Wase,
Right.
it's a bit weird. So this or Wutsch, it's also Lodge because I think Lodge is also a German pronunciation of that. Yeah, I think the L with the
line.
With the line, yes, is I think the hardest for Germans. In Wase and in Wutsch, it's a bit weird.
But you are saying it's a choice. You don't pronounce it. It's not that you like the sphere. And,
yeah, I would say yes.
Okay, yeah, and of course I understand that you just have a lot of experience and over time, yeah, developing the for sure. Okay,
I have one thing. The Dąbrowa Górnicza station next to Kazimierz. I always say Stremieszcze, but I think it's much more compressed in Polish.
Strzemieszyce, as far as Strzemieszyce.
Yeah, I always say Stremieszcze, and it's fine for me.
But this is very close to Śródmieście, like the Kraków Śródmieście, your pronunciation. But you know, sorry, not Śródmieście.
Yeah,
Przedmieście. That's Przedmieście. So, okay, different.
Przedmieście, yes. Of course. It sounds, yeah, but it's different.
Yeah, it
yeah, okay, I have to think about it.
Yeah, well, these are also like one of the longer names, and all those szyczy, you know, the Polish things. I can imagine.
Yeah.
Can be. Okay, we are slowly approaching the end of the episode. So before we finish, is there anything you would like to say, or maybe greet anyone, or maybe a message to the devs if they are listening? Oh, I don't think you need the podcast to message them, but maybe to the communities.
Yeah, just play the game. Just take it a bit calm. And what I experience at the German servers, if you are doing a mistake, not blame the AI or blame the neighbor because he don't send the text messages about the train. Just say you made a mistake, sorry. And for me, it's fine then, because you see you made a mistake, you apologize, and it's fine. I'm not searching excuses. It's many of the times I look at my second screen and then they are saying like, yeah, it was the AI, I just joined in, and I look and they are in the station for like 50 minutes. So no, you did not join in. Just say you made a mistake and it's fine.
Before we finish, there is something I feel like saying directly to you. When I first started playing SimRail, or maybe not playing SimRail, but when I like actively started joining the community and Discord, I think that I personally was quite harsh towards you. And I remember asking about the driver experience points and levels, and you said something like that it wasn't really something important to the developers that they should spend time on, or something like that. And I remember I reacted like emotionally. So looking back, I think I took that personally and responded in, I would say, passive-aggressive way to you more than once. There was also the situation with the DLC pre-release streams. I think it was the cargo DLC, and I complained publicly about the lack of English stream. And at the time, I focused on what was missing rather than what was actually being done. And you were doing the German stream, and not only that, but you were accepting and answering questions in English. And in fact, there were moments when you were speaking more in English than in German. So you've actually covered for the international community in a way that wasn't necessarily your responsibility. So I want to say clearly that I'm sorry for the way I approached you back then, and I also want to thank you not only for the streams, but for everything you contribute to the community. The moderation work, the beta testing, of course, the creation of all 11 Škoda skins, the constant updates to the SimRail Wikipedia, maintaining the spawn list, and heck, I believe you even are doing a big chunk of work related to the new timetable restructuring. So, to conclude, thank you for all the invisible and visible work that keeps the community functioning, and I think it's important to acknowledge that. So, I'm sorry if I were approaching you in a wrong way before. I was wrong, and I wanted to say I appreciate your work and your time today.
We'll take it serious. I don't even know this. I don't remember it.
Okay.
So many things happening.
If you don't remember, then maybe it wasn't that bad. I will see. Okay. Thank you. Thanks a lot. I can imagine you are very busy, especially these days after all the releases and the work coming. So I really appreciate you took the time to visiting us to talk about your experience, your work, and I will see you in the German servers. I hope, if not, then on Discord. And I keep my fingers crossed for the release and all the updates you will have to do as well for the.
Like I said, thank you to be here. Thank you that I can be here. I really enjoyed it. The work I do is out of passion. It's a lot of time. I wouldn't say wasted, but used for it. And I try to keep everything updated. I try to have everything ready until PSC releases. I try my best.
Yeah, and we see that, and we see the effort, goodwill from your side. So thanks again. And the listeners, we will hear each other in the next episode. So thanks again, Moooritz. Thank you, listeners. Bye.
Bye.